Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Spellweaver. My name is Boltor, and we have ourselves another set of secret cards to be revealed today, and I'm going to do it the exact same way I did it last time. I'm going to look up these cards the exact first time ever, and do my kind of, wow, look at that, oh, that's cool, reactions. So, the 3+1 new secret cards are here. You will find the epic card from the lot and the rare slots until next Tuesday, so enjoy. Oh, so I guess we'll get 4 cards. I'm gonna guess 3 regulars and an epic. Alright, rock on. So let's do this. So I got 8 premium packs this time around, so let's see what we got. Boom. What do we got here? Good one, Roni. Slave Gladiator. Slave can't attack or block if you control more slaves than non-slave creatures. Huh. Can't attack or block if you control more slaves than non-slave creatures, but he's a 0-mana 2/2. Oh, that's really weird. That is really weird. He's a human, so really no special synergies. Huh. A 0-mana 2/2, 2 levels. Speed 2. Well, I guess I'm going to reserve... So you can't even use them with Stronghold Metropolis. I'll go ahead and reserve my opinion on this guy until I see the rest of the cards, because there might be something that's like, give all your slaves +1/+1. Hello. Oops. Thanor Wolftongue. I'm probably terribly, horrifically mispronouncing that name. 3 mana, 2 levels, 2 speed, 3/3. 3 mana, summon a Silverfang onto the field. Wolves you control get +2/+2 and are swift if you are 4 levels. And Silverfang is a speed 3 2/2. Silverfang is deadly in combat against creatures of evil. So against corruption, rage, and dominion, the Silverfang has deadly. But only when in combat with a creature of that type. That's very interesting. He's an elf shaman, so he's another elf. He's a shaman too, so hey, he has synergies with all the shaman cards from Rage, which is kind of weird. So he's a spirit wolf, so that works with Grand Reunion. And he's a legendary, so you can only have 1 token in play at a time. That's interesting. Eternal Servitude. Return a creature that died from a graveyard onto the field under your control as a slave, and attach Eternal Servitude to it. When it leaves the field, sacrifice the creature's attached to. Okay, so that died this turn, so he's kind of like a reanimate, but it attaches itself to him and becomes a slave creature, and of course slave creatures can't attack or block if you control more slaves than non-slaves. So he revives a creature from either player's graveyard that died this turn, so it's kind of like occultism. And he attaches to it, so if you've got Venerated Unicorn, or you attack with the Spellbreaker and destroy this, you kill off the creature. Pretty interesting. 2 mana, 2 corruption. I think it's very good. I mean, if you just splash this into like a corruption control deck, then you're pretty much not playing any other slave creatures, so the whole slave thing doesn't even apply to it. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3. So we've only seen 3 of the 4 new cards so far. But let's see if there's some kind of slave interaction. Silverfang. Oh, okay. I get it. So, apparently Silverfang is also a card that you can get. So the last card is Silverfang, which is the 2 mana, 2 speed, 2/2. So it's an elf warrior that has deadly against evil creatures in combat, and can be given swift by the new guy, the elf. There he is. Thanor. So back to Slave Gladiator. I mean, he's good. There's nothing wrong with a 0-mana 2/2. You know what I mean? But it's just weird. The slave thing makes me wonder, because basically what slave means is you can't go 0 mana. You can't go Slave Gladiator, Slave Gladiator, Slave Gladiator, Slave Gladiator, Slave Gladiator on like turn 2, and just be like, go! I've got 4 2/2s in play, because none of them can attack, and they won't be able to attack until you get 5 other non-slave creatures in play. So it's very interesting. I mean, an aggro deck, a Dominion aggro deck, obviously plays 4 copies of this, but you probably only play like 1 at a time, maybe 2 at a time, depending. It is a good card in combination with Overwhelming Forces, and I think I'll talk about that once I'm done with the rest of these packs. Basically, just looking to get for finished playsets of all the new cards. There it is. You play the slave guy. You play 4 of them, and maybe like another creature, like a Spoiled Aristocrat. So there's 5 creatures already, and then Overwhelming Forces just kind of, you know, helps you snowball there. So I anticipate a lot of people experimenting with Overwhelming Forces. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people trying out decks like that. And this is Ayara. I think I still need 2 more copies of the new elf guy. Well, there's a red dragon. It's double epic pack. I shouldn't complain, really. Okay, so there's another Thinor Wolf Tongue. I just want to make sure I get 4 copies of it, 'cause this save me some hassle. There's Silver Fang. Alright, I think I only got 3 copies of... So we got 2 new... Let's see here. I got 3 copies of Silver Fang and 3 copies of Thinor. I got plenty of copies of the slave guy, who's not appearing in my collection for some reason. That's weird. Oh, there he is. Alright, so I got 6 copies of that, and the corruption one. Okay, I got 4 copies of that. Alrighty, so I have to craft up another copy of Thinor and Silver Fang, which shouldn't be that much of a problem. But speaking of that guy, let's go over to talking about him. Where'd he go? There he is. Okay, so if you have 4 levels, 2 with nature, 2 of something else, if then, this should be an arrow pointing saying, if this, then wolves can control have +2/+2 and are swift, which is basically just Silver Fang. If I recall, he's the only wolf creature in the game. Although, there might be more. For all we know, wolf can become a subtype like soldier or elf. But he is an elf shaman, so he can be played in combination with all the totems. So, like, he can be given Swift with Totem of Swiftness. You can draw a card off of Totem of Legends, and he can ping something with Lightning Totem. So maybe I know people are definitely going to try making that a thing, sticking him in a totem deck. Personally, I don't know. I think I'm just going to play him with elves because he's an elf, and because he's really good at popping out a creature that can basically kill anything in Dominion, Corruption, and Rage. I mean, against Rage, he's pretty much trading with just about everything because he's a 2/2. But the simple fact that he can also take out like a Karthos, a Dread Knight, an Undead Necromancer, the fact that he is deadly against evil creatures is pretty good. The only thing he doesn't attack and kill are angels and library guards, but really that's it. So, and of course if you're able to hit the threshold with... Oh, I can never find him. Let's just do this. There it is. If you can, get to hit the threshold with Wolf Tongue, then all of a sudden it's a 4/4. You're paying 3 mana for a 4/4 speed 3 with Swift, you know what I mean? It's like a super Helldiri rider. So, all around, pretty solid cards. I'm pretty happy about them. I'm glad we're getting more reanimate effects with that, gotta clear the wolf thing. with the Eternal Servitude. The slave keyword is really interesting. I'm interested to see what people kind of do with it, but I think the only card that I'm really just not sure about how I feel, and I'm going to give it a bit of thought. That's not... there it is Slave Gladiator. I mean, he's good. There can be nothing bad about a 0 mana 2/2, right? A free creature that can attack and kill things is not bad. But the fact that he can't attack or block if you control more slaves than non-slave creatures. So, you play him on turn 1, or you play a Spoiled Aristocrat on turn 1, and then you play him, you trigger the Spoiled Aristocrat. Then, next turn you play a Shadowstep Assassin, or Mark Hamill. Where is he? So you play a Spoiled Aristocrat, follow him up with a Slave Gladiator. Spoiled Gladiator. So you have 5 mana, or you have 5 power on board. Then next turn you play a Baseborn Recruit, or like a Moon Priestess into a Baseborn Recruit, or a Shadowstep Assassin. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden this guy can attack, and you've got, you know, more pressure on board with the Aristocrat and the Gladiator. I mean, I really just think he helps enable an overwhelming forces kind of creature heavy rush deck for Dominion. Maybe plays some vampirisms, you know, just as kind of a massive assault type deal. I don't know. I think I'm going to experiment with it, like kind of like how we used to build a deck around Powerlust Incarnate. You know, Spoiled Aristocrat, Shadowstep Assassin, Powerlust Incarnate. You got the Gnome Surgeon for the implants, that kind of thing. I think that's going to be a thing, and I think I'm going to experiment with it. So you guys can look here for a video, hopefully later this week. I don't know. Things are a little rockier than they usually are, but I'm gonna do my damnedest, right? Anyway, so gonna be looking for a video here, probably of some kind of Dominion Rush deck that I'm gonna be tinkering with in the next few days. Hopefully I can put that video up later this week if I'm able to get around to it. I want to get around to it, but another just gonna mention again, big announcement coming up for the channel, and I mean pretty big, at least for me. So keep an eye out for that too. We're still hammering out the details, but hopefully it'll be soon. So thank you everybody so much for watching. What do you think of the new cards? Please leave a comment in or below, you know, telling me whether you love the cards, whether you hate them, whether you play nothing but evil decks and that wolf is going to be the bane of you, or whether or not you play Dominion and you love the fact that you got a new beat stick. But tell me what you guys think. You know, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, the whole 9. Thank you so much for watching. May the cards rise to meet you and bring good RNG to your enemies' enemies.